And I welcome you to another episode of The Telescope, Cost of Global Fuel Crisis on Malawi's Economy with me, Alinafe Mlamba. I am a Malawian journalist working with Zodiac Broadcasting Station. And in this episode,
we are really concerned with the increase of prices of commodities, especially after the fuel hike. The cost of living has been really increasing.
Remember, this is the 6th episode of The Telescope, Cost of Global Fuel Crisis on Malawi's Economy. With the fuel situation affecting the bread basket, we are soliciting views from the Center for Social Concern. Prices of commodities have been rising since fuel prices were hiked in 2021, a situation which has seen the general public react. The cost of living in Malawi, according to the Center for Social Concern, indicates that for a family of 6, stood at 203,000 kwacha in July 2021, compared to 164,000 kwacha during the same period in 2020. Experts have been acknowledging this to the COVID-19 pandemic, but with the fuel hikes which Malawi has experienced in 2021, the situation is worsening. But what is the Center for Social Concern seeing on the market after the recent fuel situation? Bernard Mpepo is the program officer for the Center for Social Concern.
We are really concerned with the increase of prices of commodities, especially after the fuel hike. The cost of living has been really increasing every month. And like 2021 has been the worst year when you compare with the rest of the years. It has been a very unique year because during harvest season, normally the cost of living declined, while 2021, I think the cost of living kept on increasing due to an increase in fuel prices and also increase in prices of other commodities.
Now, what is the impact?
The impact is that people are really struggling. They are really struggling to survive. And because of their struggle to survive, it means even the dietary intake of the households will be affected. Even the education, access to education will also be affected. Even access to quality health services will be affected. Generally, we can say that people, they are really being affected.
Now, if the trend is to continue, how is the monthly bread basket looking like?
The way the trend is continuing, I think we are expecting that the trend will continue during the rainy season, this rainy season, that is between December and up to March. And with the drought that was at the beginning of the year, with no rains at the beginning of the year, we are expecting that the trend will continue to worsen. I'm saying this because it means we have elongated the rainy period. The rainy period for this season will be longer when you compare to the rainy period for the previous years, and that will trigger an increase in prices of food items, and that increase in the prices of food items will also trigger an increase in the cost of living.
So, how does this affect the poor and also the rich?
I think the increase in the prices is affecting really the poor because the poor, they are struggling to survive. As I said, they cannot access food, they cannot access good quality services, they cannot access good quality education, and the poor will really be affected much than the poor. And just to give you a hint, when you compare 2021 2021 has been a year where the rich has really benefited, and when you compare the poor has not really benefited much. When I talk of the prices of commodity, like I'll give an example of maize as a commodity. The poor people, they were selling the maize at as low as 4,000 kwacha. But yet, if you go now on the market, the prices of maize in some areas has gone up to 12,000. So it will be the same people, the same poor people who go to the market and buy maize at cost of 12,000, while they sold their maize at as low as 4,000.
Now, what is the solution to the problem at hand?
We need to see government intervention. There's need good policy direction. In terms of access to food, the government should ensure that the food items, especially maize, is available in all ADMAC depots. We are mentioning ADMAC depots because ADMAC is available even in hard-to-reach areas. We should not leave this selling of maize in the hands of the private traders. If we leave the business of maize in the private traders, it means more Malawians will be affected, especially in accessing food. So really the governments need to intervene to ensure that the food is available across the country, and that's one thing. The second thing that we need to think is think holistically. When we are, I think in February next month, we will be doing our budget. During the budgeting process, we need also to consider the low-income earners, those who are receiving 50,000 kwacha. We should realize that 50,000 kwacha that was set by the government is too low for somebody to survive. And at the same time, also, as Center for Social Concern, we have been advocating for the review of taxation system. The free tax band that we have now of around 100,000 kwacha, it was okay by 2020. But coming here 2021, when the cost of living has really increased, the free tax band of 100,000 kwacha, it's not even enough. By taxing people who are getting less than 200,000, we are taxing people who are already struggling to survive. So as a country, we need to cushion the lower class people. We need to cushion the low income earners.
With that, we've come to the end of this episode on the cost of fuel crisis on Malawi's economy. Thank you for subscribing to The Telescope. I've been your host, Alinafe Mlamba. Goodbye.